What exactly is the connection between Imu and Nefertari D? Lily? As soon as the name of Imu arrived in Elbaf, we immediately saw that he seemed to weaken. He vomited blood and his whole body looked like it was trembling. This moment is very interesting because in One Piece, characters with unstable vessels or overwhelming power often show physical backlash, similar to how overusing haki or certain devil fruits affects the body. Later on, this is where he was able to transform, where we can see visible blood on his lips, possibly hinting that this form is either incomplete or too powerful for the current body. Yes, many are wondering why Imu's design is like this. Many are saying that he is actually a man. At first, some thought that Imu was a woman since based on his silhouette design, it really looks like a female figure, slim body, long hair outline, and regal posture. But what if I tell you that this is actually correct? The silhouette that we always see is indeed a woman. Actually, this is Lily. If you remember the conversation between Cobra and the Five Elders, Cobra mentioned that 800 years ago, Lily was supposed to be part of the 20 kingdoms that formed the world government. But her refusal to join the 20 kingdoms led to her disappearance. She vanished without a trace, and later on, her name was erased from history. And even Lily herself was completely erased since she never returned to Alabasta. This connects deeply to the Void Century mystery, where those who oppose the system are erased completely, just like the ancient kingdom. Now, our theory is that it's possible that Imu used the body of Lily as a vessel. He merged with it to live for a long time. This idea also aligns with themes in One Piece where will and identity can transcend bodies, like inherited will or even how certain devil fruits seem to choose users. And since Lily's body is already overdue, we can clearly see Imu's weakening state. This suggests that immortality, if Imu has it, might not be perfect. It may require body switching or external support. This is where Imu now needs a new vessel or a new body to inhabit. And of course, since Nefertari Vivi is related to Lily, because they both came from Alabasta and share the Nefertari bloodline, and more importantly, possibly the D initial, this could be the reason why Imu is now desperate to find Vivi. It's also worth noting that Vivi was shown reacting strongly to the name Lily, hinting that there may be inherited memories or a deeper connection. He wants to capture Vivi so that she can become his next vessel, so this is just an idea. This is just one of the topics we will discuss in this video. To start our topic, let's go straight to the first scene, which is the arrival of Gorosei Figureland Garling at the meeting of his fellow Gorosei. There are 3 key points that Garling mentioned. First is his confirmation that Mary Geos is indeed under attack. Second is the help of his son, Figureland Shamrock, in the ongoing battle. And third is his conversation with York, one of Dr. Vegapunk's satellites who specializes in greed and resource management. For the first point, Garling confirmed that there is indeed an attack happening in Mary Geos, but it is still unclear who exactly the attackers are. However, there is already a subtle hint that the Revolutionary Army is responsible for the chaos, since he mentioned the importance of cutting off the food supplies of Mary Geos. This strategy directly mirrors the Revolutionary Army's known tactics, targeting Celestial Dragon resources to destabilize their control. For the second point, regarding Shamrock's help, it seems that he has greatly contributed to their side in the battle, which further builds him up as a major future opponent. Now, if you think about it, if the Revolutionary Army is really the one attacking Mary Geos, it's exciting to imagine who Shamrock will fight. A Shamrock versus Sabo matchup is definitely something to look forward to, especially since Sabo is the Flame Emperor and directly opposes the world government. Or even Monkey D. Dragon versus Shamrock. Because if you remember, Dragon himself helped Shamrock during the God Valley incident. This adds a layer of complexity. Are they enemies now, or do they share a hidden past alliance? We even made a theory about the connection between these two. The third key point mentioned by Garling is his conversation with York. Since Garling replaced Saint Saturn, who handled defense and science, it makes sense that York, whose project is the Mother Flame, a power source possibly linked to ancient weapons, is now under him. Now, let's move to Elbaf. We saw that Roronoa Zoro got an idea on how to completely kill the Holy Knights who regenerate. According to him, it can be done by destroying their iron hearts. This is very interesting because it mirrors concepts like core destruction seen in other immortal-type enemies in anime. Based on Shepard Summer's reaction, it seems that Zoro's idea is correct. That this is indeed the weakness of the Holy Knights, destroy their hearts. In the next panel, our 3 main characters in this arc were shown, Monkey D. Luffy, Loki, and Ragnar. Currently, they are eating, and surely this food will greatly help in replenishing their strength, something very consistent with Luffy's character, as food directly restores his stamina. Speaking of Imu, let's talk about his design. We saw his physical characteristics, white hair, dark-colored skin, and wings. At first, when this information came out in the spoilers, many jumped to the conclusion that Imu might be a Lunarian, like King. But for me, that seems unlikely, especially since we only saw the wings during his transformation, unlike Lunarians who have permanent wings and flames on their backs. If you ask me, there's a high chance that Imu's skin is not actually brown. I lean more toward the idea that his body is red in color, possibly symbolizing something demonic or connected to ancient power. On the side of Imu's body, we can see a certain logo. For me, this logo represents the Holy Knights, or specifically the members who have a devil's contract with Imu. This could imply that Imu grants power similar to how contracts work in mythology, exchanging loyalty for strength. We've already seen this among some holy knights and even with King Harold when he rose in rank. As for the skull surrounding Imu's cloak or tail, we've seen similar designs in other characters, like the hat of Ace or even the snake of Boa Hancock named Salome. This recurring skull imagery may symbolize death, legacy, or the cost of power. Regarding the black clouds surrounding Imu, they are very similar to villains with awakened Zoan devil fruits like Rob Lucci or even the Five Elders. But unlike them, Imu's dark clouds have eyes that we always associate with him. This could symbolize omnipresence or surveillance, fitting for someone who rules the world from the shadows. Speaking of eyes, we also saw eye-like tattoos on Imu's hands, something that reminds you of Egyptian symbolism, possibly the Eye of Horus, or even the anime Yu-Gi-Oh!, where ancient powers and symbols play a big role. Actually, when I first saw Imu's true face, two characters came to mind, Raisin and Liba. That's just for me, but the resemblance in aura and expression is striking. And lastly, in this design, Imu's weapon is very unique. The vibe it gives me is similar to the weapon of Sun Wukong, particularly the extending staff. This might hint at a mythical or ancient origin of his powers. I'm sure that in the next chapter, we'll get to see more angles of Imu's design. Anyway, in Imu's introduction, it was mentioned that he is indeed the king of the world. Aside from that, his ability is listed simply as Devil Fruit, which made many people wonder why it's described that way. Could it be because Imu was actually the first one to ever consume a devil fruit in the world? Or perhaps he is the source of all devil fruits themselves, something that connects to the deeper lore of the Void Century. That question will be answered in our next video. So stay tuned on our channel for more One Piece content. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button and don't forget to subscribe our channel. So that's it for today.